Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni met with Italian farmers' associations after weeks of demonstrations across the country and promised to reinstate a limited tax break. Farmers have been staging small protests from Sicily to Turin, demanding action on a range of issues. Their grievances range from the cost of fuel to European Union environmental regulations designed to mitigate climate change but which they say are damaging their livelihoods. The protests reached the center of Rome, with tractors, including one green, one white and one red, Italy's national colors, taking a symbolic drive past the Colosseum. Meloni, who in October 2022 took office at the head of a nationalist government, has expressed sympathy with the farmers, criticizing the EU's ideological rules. She says her government has already acted to support the industry, diverting an extra $3.2 billion, to a total of $8 billion, from Italy's share of the EU's post-COVID recovery fund. At a roundtable with ministers and agricultural groups, including representatives of the protesters, she agreed to extend an income tax exemption for farmers in force from 2017. But the extension will only be for those on low incomes. The government had initially planned to suspend the exemption altogether. Meloni told the meeting this was because it was unfair, and especially favored large companies. This limited version of the exemption would help the most vulnerable, said a government source. Farmers across Europe have staged protests in recent weeks over shrinking incomes, rising costs and what they say are increasingly onerous environmental rules imposed by the 27-nation EU. The EU has pledged to be carbon neutral by 2050. Getting there implies massive adaptation by consumers and industry, including agriculture, which emits 11% of the bloc's global warming emissions.